Hi guys, it's Suzette from Anewyoricanthing Kitchen. Today we're going to be making carne guisada, which is beef stew, Puerto Rican style. So let's get started. Before we start, I just want to give a shout out to one of my subscribers. Inid Vargas requested me to make the beef stew, which is the carne guisada Puerto Rican style. Basically what you're going to need, so you want to have everything set up. You're going to need, I did about 1.5 pounds of beef stew, chuck. They sell it already cut. It's usually in big chunks, so I cut it in half to make it a little bit smaller. Sofrito, of course. Now, if you do not have your homemade sofrito, please look at my video. I do have one to make your homemade sofrito. I have sazon. Of course, you guys know I make my own, but you can use the Goya brand or any other brand. It's going to be 1 packet of sazon. It's going to be a tablespoon of adobo. Again, I do make my own. If you're using the Goya brand, just be careful. Be mindful that it is a bit salty. We have about 3 bay leaves, some flour to coat the meat, and I have some potatoes and carrots. So let's get to cooking, guys. So the first thing you're going to do is I put the adobo, I sprinkle the adobo onto the beef. And what I also do is I put a little bit of vegetable oil, or just to make sure the seasoning is going to coat the meat. So I'm just gonna mix that up, get the adobo in there. Okay, and then I do add flour to the meat. That way you're going to get a nice thick consistency in the beef stew. So it's about 2 tablespoons of flour, and I just sprinkle it in. Okay, you just want to sprinkle that in and kind of coat the meat. Get the meat all coated. Just stir it until the meat is has some coating of the flour. And we're gonna go to the stove and we're gonna fry this a little bit. Okay, so on a medium-high heat, you wanna add in your whatever pot you're using. This is the size pot I'm using. On a medium-high heat, you want to warm up about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And what we're going to do is put the meat here and kind of you're just going to sear it, is all you want to do. So get the flour in there because that's going to allow your beef stew to thicken up. That's going to give us some thickening power here. So make sure you get all that seasoning in there and mix the meats down at the bottom of the pot. Now if you're using a smaller pot, try to make sure that it's all down at the bottom and coated. If you have to do it in 2 parts, do it in 2 parts because you want to brown the meat in this pot. So you just want to brown it on each side for about 2 minutes, and then you're just going to flip it and turn it and make sure all sides of the meat is browned. So I'm just going to move it around. Okay, so the meat looks very nice and it's browned very well. It's only for like a few minutes, like I said, about 5 minutes. I'm gonna reduce my heat to like a low medium heat, and I'm going to add about 2 cups of water. Let's see, because I like to make sure it's completely covered. So we're gonna do 2 cups of water. And you see that really isn't enough, so we're gonna do another 2 cups. So we're gonna go with 4 cups of water. That should be perfect. So 4 cups of water into your beef stew. Okay, and now is the time where we're going to add our sofrito. Okay, 2 tablespoons of sofrito. We're going to add your 1 packet of sazon. And we're going to add our tomato sauce. I'm going to use half a can of this. So this is 16 ounces, I believe, so we're gonna do half. Okay, so half of that, and we're going to mix this up and let that sofrito and everything in there get some goodness in there. You're also going to add salt, but I usually wait for the salt until this starts to bubble and the flavors start to combine. Then you can add salt to your liking. So you also don't want to make it too salty, you don't want to ruin the dish. I'm also going to add my bay leaves at this time. And all we're going to do now is you're going to let this simmer for about 30 minutes. and we're gonna go ahead and check on it. I usually simmer 30 to 45 minutes because you want the meat to be soft. In the meantime, you guys can go ahead and make your white rice because this is gonna go great with white rice. You can do the white rice in your slow cooker or in your caldero, but white rice is the ticket with this. So we're gonna cover this and we'll come back to it in about 45 minutes. Okay, so this has been cooking for about 30 minutes on a nice simmer. Now, because I'll be making sofrito today, I also have some culantro or recao, which is also a nice flavor to add. So if you have this, put that right into your beef stew. Now is the time to add your potatoes and carrots. I did 2 potatoes and about 2 handfuls of carrots. I used the baby carrots. You can use regular sized carrots and cut them up. You can add more potato, whatever you like. So we're going to add the potatoes and the carrots. Just mix that in. Okay, and you're going to cover it again until your potatoes and carrots and everything is nice and soft. So let this cook again, let it simmer, keep it covered until that's done, about another 30 minutes. Okay guys, my potatoes are done. This smells divine. It's nice and thick, the consistency we want. Potatoes, carrots, meat should be nice and done now. It's ready to serve. Okay guys, this is the finished product. I sprinkled a little cilantro on there if you have it. This is going to be an amazing dinner. I made the white rice. The great thing about this dish is I know it does take a little bit of time, but this is an ideal dish to put in the crock pot. So if you just brown the meat and put all the ingredients in the crock pot while you're at work, this will be a great alternative for you. I'm glad that I was able to share this with Enid Vargas, one of my followers who wanted me to do this for her. Please like my page and subscribe to Anewyoricanthing Kitchen. And if you're ever in Long Island, visit our food truck, Anewyoricanthing Food Truck. Thank you. Have a great day.